What's up, cinephiles? For today, we are going to review the Netflix film The King, directed by David Michôd. Now, The King is based on William Shakespeare's play Henriade, which is a combination of history and fantasy. But what is it about, film?
The King is the story of Henry V, and after some circumstances led him to ascend to the throne of England, he has to learn how to navigate politics, how to deal with the war with France, and how to unite the Kingdom of England overall.
Do you miss watching Game of Thrones? Because I miss, despite the travesty that happened on season 8. Anyway, this has really a Game of Thrones vibe into it. It's an epic scale story, but overall, I didn't find it too overbearing, and that has to do with the way that David Michôd directed this film. There are a lot of cinematic landscapes in this film that I'm wishing that I was not watching it on a punny screen.
Yeah.
This is definitely a theater material. The way they compose the shots, the way they utilize the mood for this film, it's very cinematic, and I'm gonna say that among the plethora of bad Netflix films, this is definitely on the better category. The ascent of a king from a reluctant leader to someone that has been trying to be the voice of his people and to be someone who's occasionally being blinded by power and he's blind to desire to help his people. Story-wise, the film has really delivered, fleshed out the aspects of what it takes to be a leader. And come on, the performance by Timothee Chalamet is really outstanding. From different phases of his young leadership, he was able to bring out the emotions needed, and yeah, it's a great coming-of-age story for me.
Well, yeah, I think this is a good movie, and mainly my satisfaction of watching this movie is because I knew that this is based on history, and it's very
always worthy to watch history.
And it's very amusing for me seeing a prince like Henry practically being disowned by his family and then rising to the ranks to become king in the end, and making a lot of changes because his father wasn't really a great king, right? I didn't really see a bad performance in this movie. And I like the Game of Thrones comparison that you said, set in the medieval times, and there's a lot of plotting, a lot of politics, a lot
Don't you miss that?
Yeah, I really miss that. But unfortunately, my problem with this movie is it just had too much of that. Especially in the second act of this movie, I feel that because of that, the pacing was somehow bogged down a little bit. I got a little bored, but not to say that the dialogue isn't great. It's just that I think the movie could have really benefited if they cut some certain scenes from this, because the runtime was stretched out to 2 hours and 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. To your point, I really like that this is a very theatrical movie. You're gonna have to see this in the biggest screen that you could possibly can. Just if you have a large TV, you're really gonna enjoy this one because there's some great shots in this film.
I'm starting to think now why we have different experience while watching this film. Did you watch this on a big TV screen?
No, I actually just watched it on my laptop.
Okay, anyway, it's a much bigger screen than what I've seen. But you watched this in one sitting, right?
Yep, yeah.
Well, I've watched this on 2 separate occasions,
Okay.
so I have to cut it because I was just watching this on my way to work. And that's why I'm feeling guilty why I'm not watching this on a big TV screen. Anyway, I really digested this film more as like a TV series because I've seen it in 2 parts. So if you felt that the pacing is off, maybe you have a more valid opinion on that. But apart from Timothee Chalamet, the performance here are great across the board. King Henry IV, played by Mendelsohn, is great. Shan Harris, which we all know as the villain from the MI6 films.
Mission Impossible films, yeah.
He's great here, and also Joel Edgerton, who I must say is also the writer. And there's a lot of wit and prose in the dialogue, so props to him. And Robert Pattinson as the fan of Friends.
Yeah.
Would you like to add on his performance? He's so hilarious. I've never seen him. I mean, his character is not meant to be comical, but he brought joy to me while watching this film.
Yeah, and that's not saying that Robert Pattinson had a terrible acting job in this movie. He was actually great. And maybe we're just not used to seeing him portray this kind of character.
The French accent.
Yeah,
you
the
gotta
French
give it a
accent.
try, man. Give it a try.
Give it a try. I like speaking in English. It is simple and ugly. I can't really do it, but he's a really great part of this movie. Yeah, I like him. But now I want to nerd out about that battle scene.
Okay.
One thing that I really love about that battle scene is the realism of it. In Game of Thrones, we
my God, the battle of the
the battle of the bastards. In the middle of that, you see Jon Snow being this all badass soldier slashing all these people, which in real life doesn't really happen, and that's what I appreciate about the battle scene here in The King. It is so real. Some people will just go to the back of another person and then keep punching the face. It doesn't look great.
It's chaotic.
There's
beauty to be had. While
there's
watching
beauty
those.
to be had.
Director David Michôd really captured it in a really cinematic. So it's messy, but really visual.
It's really impressive for me because there's no really great warrior in the middle of the field that's killing all these people so effortlessly. It's so gritty. It's so dirty. It's not at all graceful how they depict these battle scenes, and
the way you see them in textbooks, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen. It's really amazing. I really want to gush up about that battle sequence. One of the best that I've seen in years.
Though I was thinking while watching this film, how do they identify who's their ally? I was trying to pause some of the scenes, like maybe there's difference between their headgear. I can't find the difference. If that was me, and I'm just gonna stab whoever. I'm just gonna duck down. So hard, right? Anyway, there's a great battle scene. But overall, what do you think about the arc of King Henry? Are you satisfied?
In terms of
Because there's a big reveal towards the end.
That reveal towards the end, I gotta say, I saw it from a mile away.
Wow.
You know why?
I suck at history and I don't know these things.
I don't really think if that's based on history. Maybe that's just for dramatic effect.
Yeah, but Shakespeare likes tragedy.
But okay, maybe this will be a mild spoiler. There's this character played by Sean Harris named William, and because it's that actor, I don't really.
Casting.
The casting, yeah. Because of that casting.
It kind of gave away.
It kind of gave away that plot twist towards the end because how can you trust that? How can you trust? I mean, Sean Harris is a great actor, but he is very often the villain. So and there's a lot of scenes that's plotting, that's talking about this political stuff. So you're gonna know that there's this diversion at the end of this movie. But besides that, I really can't shake off my head the pacing issues because I've seen it in one sitting. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So there's a certain stretch in this movie, probably 30 to 40 minutes, that I really got bored because some scenes really didn't even need to be there because it felt really like a TV show to me. But this is not a TV show, it's a movie. So I think it should have been more compact than that. But really, in the end, I still like this movie. So are we gonna give out our scores?
For me, The King, having said that you think there's spacing issues, like I'm starting to agree now. If this is really a compelling film, I would have watched this in one sitting. But anyway, this is I find very little flaws in this film. So I enjoy it. The performances are what really brought this film to a whole new level. And the whole story is actually good. So I'm gonna give The King a 4 out of 5 stars.
I forgot to mention Joel Edgerton. He's such a great writer and also a director. Go see his other movies. For example, The Gift. That's a really great movie. Timothee Chalamet, great actor.
No surprise on that.
No surprise on that. If you've seen Call Me By Your Name and Lady Bird, those stuff. But it got bogged down for me because of the pacing issues. It became somewhat predictable. But I enjoyed it. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars.
That is our review for The King. So, what do you think about this film? Do you agree or disagree? Come on, guys, let's create a discussion. And what's your favorite medieval film? Phil, do you have anything?
Favorite medieval film? I'm gonna go old school, Gladiator.
Oh, yeah, we have the same. But
Yeah.
I also like the... Oh my god, I forgot the title. It's The Kingdom, where it stars, the guy from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, shucks.
Okay, anyway, if you remember that film, go ahead and comment that. So, guys, thanks for watching it. If you like this review, gotta hit like and subscribe.
Also, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date with our latest videos. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.